This is what I'm talking about. Japanese beetle ravaging my roses. And I like to use the rose petals for rose water, so I'm not going to spray chemicals. The goal is to reduce their numbers so that they don't go and reproduce and go underneath the your lawn, the ground, and pupate again and just add to the numbers. I just cleared out this cherry tree, and now we're going to go over to my raspberries and see what I can find. At a certain time of the day, toward the end of the day, they get docile and early in the morning. And it's so easy for them to just drop in a bowl or bucket of soapy water. In fact, the leaves kind of turn into a slide and they'll slide right off. They stop, drop, and roll. That's their habit. So you just need to disturb them a little bit and then they'll drop right in. Works great for leaves that are big. Just stick your soapy water underneath the leaves and you barely have to touch the beetles. Now you could spray your plants, but why do that? Because there are beneficial insects everywhere. I don't want to upset a natural balance in my garden and start spraying all kinds of crazy concoctions that could hurt beneficial insects and also taint my food. I use raspberry leaves to make tea. Why would I want to spray stuff on them? And I don't care what people say. If you're putting chemicals, a broad spectrum pesticide on your plants, that can't be good for you. Broad spectrum means that it does not discriminate. It doesn't just target one thing or a few things. What the heck? There's Buck. He's chasing a rabbit. Holy smokes. That's why he's getting out of my property, going underneath the fence, and then I'm getting notices. Ugh. Okay, he's 9 years old and he's still chasing rabbits and squirrels and anything he can find. In fact, he'll chase bugs. He wants to eat flies and he'll bark. He's mad if you try to swat a fly because he wants to be the one to get the fly. Nut dog. He's great. But lately he's been running away and going in the lake in the neighborhood. And then I get notices on Facebook from everyone who lives here, the play-by-play action on where he's at, and then that's humiliating because some people don't like that, and I can see why. All right, roses are a little tougher because they tend to hang on. Let's see what time of day, if it's a good time. They think that they're going to drop, yep, to safety, but they're really not. It's very easy to capture the beetles. Sometimes I take the entire rose off. If the rose is spent anyway and it's covered in beetles, I just take it off and I put it in the soapy water. But they will, to survive, they'll try to hold on to anything that's sticking out of the water. Now this, here we go. This is nuts. Look at that. I think a lot will fly away. So in this case, I'm just going to take the entire thing and turn it upside down in the water. There are plenty more buds. And Japanese beetle season, I think it lasts for about a month. So if we can just get through this time period, this heavy pest pressure time period, then the rest of the season, the rose can bloom without this nuisance. And they really wreak some havoc. So I will do some pruning, prune off any decimated flowers. And they will go in between the petals. Cucumber beetles will do that too. This rose bush is less affected than the other one, and I don't know why, but there's more right here. Hopefully they just drop. Hopefully you can see this good. I have a phone strapped to my head. What a goober. Oh yes, here's some that have heavy infestation. They're not really flying away, they're just dropping. That's good. Midday, it isn't the case. They're flying all over the place. They're a little more spastic. You never know how many you have because they're in between all the petals. So it's good to just kind of tap the flower, see what happens. They love roses. They love persimmons trees, cherry trees, raspberry bushes. Oh, here's a good example of a bunch on a leaf. If we tap it, they'll slide down the leaf right into the water. Sometimes they are very sticky. They hold on. Look at this. That's a lot of Japanese beetles. So you're reducing the population dramatically. Yes, there are probably thousands of Japanese beetles in the neighborhood, but every bit you can reduce helps. I know that my neighbors across the street, they have canna lilies, and they are destroyed by Japanese beetles. Oh, here's a bunch underneath this leaf right here. Look at that. Sometimes I just take the leaf and put it in the soapy water. I read somewhere that they do emit, pheromones and stuff, and it is on the leaves, and that attracts other beetles. This is not folklore. I look at university studies, agricultural extensions, things like that. Not your blog posts of whatever someone comes up with. And when I do a blog post, it's usually based on research. Why would I want to spend a bunch of time writing on something that is made up? Like the time that I tried potato peels to color my hair. Oh yes, about 100 websites. No legitimate sources though said it worked. Did it work? No. I'm applying potato peelings to my head, hoping that it's going to get rid of my gray hair. Then I discovered pretty much everyone's copying the same verbiage. So you see that a lot, right? A blog says it a certain way, then you go to the next blog or website, says the same exact thing. Oh yes. People copy out there big time. I've had people copy my images. They've taken my images, they've taken whole paragraphs of information. I have a book on Amazon. Someone just took all the content and made a paper book versus an ebook, and they're selling it. It's wild out there. Okay. Well, I have captured many, many beetles, and It's good. I'll add it to my bucket. My bucket of beetles, and then I'll put it in the forest. I guess if I scooped it out, I could save my soapy water and go through my garden again. I got a lot of beetles. Okay, let's go to another round of beetle hunting before I do something else. A nice curved spoon works great too, because they try to fly away, but you're cupping their path, and they can't get away. So helpful. Ah, I see one right in between the flower petals. Yep. Hello. Sorry. I know you're a natural creature, but I need to reduce the numbers of pests on all my plants. Also, all the petals falling on the ground don't help because they need to be picked up so that the roses don't get diseased. Oh, here's some more. Look at that. There's a ton of beetles right there. It's all in this rose. It's nuts. It's wild. Ooh, this thing is just full. Wowza. You can tell which ones are full because they are annihilated. Yeah, there's more Japanese beetles. You never know where they are. And then they love the hardy hibiscus, the beautiful hibiscus flowers. The flowers are not out yet, but they're all around the plant, kind of waiting for their moment. So you can get rid of them there too. There are a lot of flower buds. This is awesome. Beautiful. Ah, here we go. It's an amusement park. Whee!